So I still have a few more things to say about the parable of the Good Samaritan, because I think it's one of those parables that is so familiar that we can actually lose the fullness of God's promise to us in this. Now, if you remember, what we have established is that before we get to the question of who is my neighbor, Jesus is really teaching us about who he is and who we are in this parable. And who he is the Samaritan. He is the hero of his own parable. And we are the man left to die at the roadside, who left to our own devices would die, but because of the mercy and the compassion of the Good Samaritan, who is Jesus, he comes to us to save us from that predicament. So holding that in our mind's eye, we could read this parable and say, yes, I remember a time when I gave my own commitment to Jesus, and that must be the moment where he found me at the roadside. Or for many of us, it was I was raised in a Christian household, but there was a moment where my faith became my own. And so I guess that must be the moment when I was kind of at the roadside and Jesus' saving love came and found me. But actually the promise is bigger than that. Because if you look at this parable, what we see is the Samaritan come to the man, then put him on the back of his own donkey and take him to the inn, and there the man receives healing, and he says, I'm going to pay for everything that he needs, and if he needs more, let me know, and I'm coming back. And what we have there is a picture of our ongoing sanctification, if you like. Certainly, in the way that the man was taken from the roadside to the safety of the inn, we have been transferred from the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of the Son that the Father loves. That is, we have been eternally saved by Jesus' work upon the cross. But there isn't a point this side of heaven that we ever, if you like, graduate out of being sinners saved by grace. We are in the process of being transformed, or being healed. Our broken, sinful hearts are every day being renewed and transformed by the Spirit, which is why Paul says at 2 Corinthians 3:18, and all of us with unveiled faces. That idea of unveiled faces is that what Moses couldn't look upon, we can now look upon because of the righteousness of Jesus, that we are his beloved child, saved through Jesus' work on the cross. And with our faces, we see the glory of the Lord as though reflected in a mirror. So we see it, but not as perfectly as we will see it when we come to stand before Jesus in his glory. But we are being transformed into the same image, that is the image of Jesus, from one degree of glory to another. For this comes from the Lord, the Spirit. So what we have here is the picture of a process of onward healing by the love and the grace and the mercy of God. We will always be, as Luther said, both sinners and saints, saved by the love of God. We are eternally held by him, but we are in the process of transformation. And what this parable is showing us is that Jesus takes us into a salvic place, if you like, into the inn, where we then will be subject to an ongoing process of healing, our broken hearts transformed by his love and his grace and his mercy, one step at a time, one moment at a time. And the wonderful thing is there is a promise that Jesus will return to receive us. And when he does, we will be utterly transformed because of his righteous work upon the cross.